So what we gonna do is we gonna tell a little story about a love story. Really, some may think it's a love story. I do, you know. Um, so back in the day, I say about 1998. Yeah, 1998. I was a store manager for this furniture place and a furniture sales rental place called Color Time. It was out Ricestown, Maryland. Yeah. So and part of that job was, manage people's accounts, make sure they paid their bills on time. If they didn't pay their bills on time, what I had to do is go pick up repossess the equipment, furniture, appliance that was being used that wasn't being paid for. So at this particular day, at this time, it was a couple. I ain't gonna get no names. But they had leased a washing machine. They was like they renting to buy it or whatever. They had a washing machine, and they popped up on a repo list. So I went out there, and I was gusto for mine. Man, you wasn't just like in the world, when they be when in on the streets, when they came up there like, yo, I'm short, I ain't got nothing for you. Kick rocks. I was tough like that. I'm like, no, you got our shit. You ain't paid for it. I'm coming to get that. That's just how I was. I like doing what I did, you know what I mean? But I was also respectful. And everybody knew that too. I was respectful, but at the same time, I got a job to do. and I like being good at my job. So again, if you ain't paid for it, I'm coming to get that. But one day, I got the call, and it was a repo of a washing machine. I knocked on the door. And next thing I know, this beautiful, brown skinned female, cross eyes, came to the door with her hair all wrapped up, had a nightgown on, but it was a t-shirt. It was red, it was long. She was so cute. I was like, damn. That's all I could think. I was like, yo, she the most beautifulest creature I've ever seen in my life. And I seen a lot. But I thought she was the most beautifulest creature I ever seen. And I was like, she gotta be mine. But I ain't know nothing from her. I seen her before a couple times, but like she was young. Believe it or not, and the story gonna come out later on. But we was destined to be, because like our paths crossed so many times before we ain't even know about it. It was crazy. But we ain't discussed that until later. But anyway, she came to the door. She looked so good. She had a little drool on her face, but I ain't care about that. She just looked good. I seen past that imperfection. She just looked good. And I was like, nah, we not coming. We not gonna pick it up. But just pass the word that your parents, they owe on this washing machine. They got to make it right, or else we gonna have to come pick it up. I ain't want to be that aggressive type. So anyway, they came in the store and they made good on their washing machine, got it current and whatnot. And I was like, let me talk to you real quick. So we came over there. It was the father. And then I was like, listen, I knocked on your door the other day to come get that washing machine, but your daughter answered it, and I wanted to know if it's cool if I can, start talking to your daughter. I was like, I didn't know how old she was, nothing. I just knew I had to have her. But he was like, oh, well, that's my daughter, but you want to talk to her mother. Cool. I was like, hey, moms, come over here real quick. So she come over there. I ain't call her moms. I ain't gonna get no names. So she came over there and I was like, listen. I was like, your daughter, she is beautiful. I was like, I really like to take her out. I want to get to know her. I said, is that cool? And it's something because I ain't never ever came and ask somebody's parents to be like, can I talk to your daughter? Fuck that. I'm just going to do me. But for some reason, I did that. I was like, yo, I want to talk to your daughter. Is it cool? And moms was like, well, she got a man. But I was like, oh, man. She's like, but you could call her. I was like, okay. So that day, I think it was that day. If it wasn't that day, it wasn't too far from it because I move on things. I move. I don't wait. I don't procrastinate. I pick up the phone, I call her, couldn't pronounce her name. I was like, listen, this ain't business. This is personal. I want to know if I could take you out, get to know you. She blushed on the phone. I can hear her blushes. She's smiling and giggling. He. No, I'm serious. I want to take you out. So we went out. I forgot what our first date was. I don't even know. But it's been on ever since then, and we've been pretty much inseparable ever since then. So 27 years later, here we is. Now, I ain't say all of that ain't come with hardships, because it did. But over and all, I'm pretty much glad that I still bagged it. She get on my fucking nerves, but you get what you asked for. But again, over and all, I'm still happy that we still together. We had 3 beautiful children out the deal. Our daughter passed away when she was 19 months. That was back in 2004. But our boys, 25 years old and 24 years old, they doing good. And we still together 27 years later, going on 28. So hopefully God bless us to see a lot longer. And with that, the story time is out.
Hey y'all, it's me, Ayelete. I'm here to tell the story of my love story. Don't mind me, I'm a little goofy sometimes, but here we go. One day I was sleeping. I know it was a Saturday. I do know that. When I got this knock at the door. And I got up because on Saturdays, I know automatically expect the insurance guy. An insurance guy came around since we was little children. My mother used to pay life insurance on us. So in my head, it was automatically the life insurance guy, older Caucasian guy, So I just run down the stairs, just from jumping out of the bed, was in my nightgown, hair tied up, drool down my face. Mentioned the nightgown had holes in it too. So I'm just running to the door, going to open it. Mama told you to look out the door or ask who coming, but I just automatically thought, because she said he was coming. I opened the door, and it was Musa. I was shocked and stood in place, was like, oh shoot, this is not the insurance guy. It was a screen door in between us, and I'm standing here now with the drool. Nope. The insurance guy seen me since I was a little child. So, but now I had this guy standing in front of me, and I'm like, oh, man. And he was coming to repossess a wash machine that my mom and my stepfather had got for us from the place he worked at, which was Color Time. It was a rental place. I was unaware that the bill was not paid. So I opened the door, and I was like, oh, what do I do now? But he was looking at me, and then all of a sudden his face was kind of gentle. It wasn't like a repo guy, like, oh, give me this stuff. And he was like, well, I'm not going to take it today. Let your parents know that the bill is due, or whatever the case may be. He let us go, because I didn't know what to do. I was just sitting there in a state of shock, like kind of starstruck, kind of a little bit like. So that was that, And I'm like, man, I just embarrassed myself. I didn't make sure my teeth was brushed, nothing. So, he left, went upstairs, went on about my day and everything. And it was like, I think it was maybe like a day. The next day, when I came home, I had checked my phone, because I had my own phone line in my room. So I went to check my messages, and I had this message from the guy that came to the door. So he had left a message, and he was like, he calling, this is not about business, this is personal, if I can give him a call back and everything. And I'm sitting there in a state of shock, like I was not expecting that, It just took me off guard. So I just sat there, and I was thinking, I was like, oh my goodness, this is the same guy. Like, he's saying it's personal. I don't know what he's talking about, like, as far as what it was. I kind of figured what it was, but, it's still, like, I was in a relationship, that was going sour. So that wasn't nothing I was really concerned about. It was just like, okay, should I call him? So I wrote the number down. because it was the voicemails. It wasn't just no, push the button and all that stuff that we had. I wrote the number down, and I sat there for a little minute, like get my nerves together, like to make this phone call back, because I wanted to, see what he wanted to talk about, you know. So I called him, and I heard his voice, and he was like, yeah, he wasn't sure how my name was pronounced. So, I told him how my name was pronounced, and he asked could we go out. So we went out. Ever since that day, the phone call, every day we've been together. Inseparable. Always hung out. He used to take me, because he was the first person that really I ventured with. Got to leave the house for hours. I was under like a kind of strict household a little bit. Not strict, but strict. I was the only girl. So, yeah, my privileges was less. So I experienced a lot with Musa. He used to take us out to eat. Can't remember our first date because we just used to do stuff. It wasn't about no planning out this. Musa's spontaneous, so we'd be like, let's just do this. Where you want to go? You want to go here? Hey, we hungry. You want to just stop here and get something to eat? So it's not really a personal date that we had set in date for this first date. That was how we first met. Time went on. I can't say how many months exact. I mean, how long it was before our first child. I really don't know, but we had our first child, then we had the second child and the third child. We spent a lot of dating time together, but then the children started coming. We started growing close, like inseparable. We've been together for 27 years now to this date. I'm happy in my relationship, my marriage with him, our family. We got 3 children. Well, we have 2 children. We had 3 children. Had a little girl. She passed away at 19 months. And we've been inseparable since then. Yes, I get on his nerves. But that's my job. That's what I'm supposed to do. And he get on mine too sometimes. So it's both ways. But I wouldn't change it. We go through I guess people would say the trial things in a relationship, but we overcome it. We know for the most part how we feel about each other. Sometimes I know I really get on his nerves, y'all. I do. It's just the way I am. I think I get on a lot of people's nerves sometimes. But I'm happy with my marriage, my life with Musa and our boys. And that's the beginning of how our love story started.